Hi everyone, my name is Antony Cummins. I'm a historical researcher and author, and welcome to this series and the continuation of this series, which is Hattori Hanzo's Shinobi no Jutsu. So, what we're going to do today. Today we're going to do something quite basic, however I think it's quite important. Now I'm going to put an image on a screen here, but I want to say this image was made as just an idea. It's not a technical drawing, and you don't need to study it as in how many supports there are and this, that and the other. That's irrelevant. What I'm trying to say is that the shinobi used to use and make huts and tents. Now in the Shinobi Hiden they have a machete for cutting down bamboo, cutting through thickets and basically constructing camps. What you have is the shinobi will often go ahead of the army and make sure they know where the army are positioned. Or they may have to live in the mountains and go and construct camps in the mountains. Have you ever heard of the gentleman who went and lived in the jungles after World War II, and he created camps and was there for something like a ridiculous amount? I've read his book, and I'll try and put the information of his name here and the amount of time he was in the jungle. And he basically took a machete and made camps and was actively at war with the world by himself for that amount of years. So the shinobi are doing the same. These guys are off into the mountains, they're off through the forests, through all the undergrowth, and they're having to get there and they're constructing things. Now what we have is another example of this, and this is found in Book of the Samurai, and this is just the average person's tent, if you like. And this is by Isui Sensei, which is Natori Ryu, and he teaches that you use oiled paper that is waterproof with rope, and you take that with the rope into wherever you're going, and you cut down bamboo and you peg it out, and you take a mat with you and you sit on a mat. But that's more for being in an army. In the Shinobi Hiden it's talking about obviously when you're acting as a shinobi. But the point here is that it doesn't matter if we're talking shinobi no jutsu, we're talking gungaku, we're talking just military exercises. A samurai shinobi, an ashigaru no shinobi, or shinobi no ashigaru, these are all people who need to sleep, and all the people need to sleep. They need to create shelter. You can't sleep in the rain. Even though Shinobi Manual tells us that you should wear fur because you're in the rain, it's always good to have that folded paper. Now don't be put off by the word paper. They have really good paper in Japan that is oiled and waterproof, and this is like lacquered paper, if you will, and it's like carrying, so for you guys at home it's like taking the fly sheet off your tent, folding just the fly sheet up, or taking a tarpaulin, you can get them for camping, and just basically having it in your backpack. And shinobi use leather pouches. We know in Shinobi Hiden it talks about a leather bag, so you can stitch a leather bag, and it creates a tunnel actually, which we'll go into in a different lesson. And you put your stuff in there, you're climbing through the bush, you're cutting things down, you get to the area you want to get to, you chop down the bamboo, you stick it in the ground, you pull out your fly sheet, put it across, and you sleep, get ready, move on the next day. So guys, remember, shinobi are absolutely adept at mountain warfare, mountain training, mountain rescue type stuff. So off they go doing their adventure training courses, and all they take with them is a big knife and a fly sheet. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm glad you're sticking with the series. Tell me about any of your experiences that you've had where you've only had to use a fly sheet. I've had to do it a couple of times. One time it was so windy up on a mountain we had to get into a cave, and the cave was just dripping with water because it was leathering with rain, and we had to literally jerry-rig a fly sheet in a cave. It was actually on the 1st of January, we used to do overnight on New Year's Eve camping, and it was freezing. I'm too old to do that nowadays. So tell me about any of your examples of having to do things in an emergency when you've been out in the mountains.